Hey, Jason here from JC Cars. Welcome back to the channel. Well, ski season is going to be done in 2 months. That means the car is going to be out of the garage very soon here. I am getting excited and getting anxious, but I'm also thinking, what do I need to get done to the cars before they get back on the road? And of course, major service is something you're always thinking about. Typically, those cars need it between 3 and 5 years. I bought the Testarossa in 2022. In that same season, the major service was done. But I'm thinking it might be time to do it again this year, and that's the topic of the show today, the timing belts, the major service on the car. Stick around. All right, so there is a debate out there. How often do you really need to do this? The service manual says 30,000 miles or 5 years, whichever comes first. However, specialists, say non-Ferrari shops, will anywhere between 3 years and 5 years to do this. So really, what is right? Is it based on time? Is it based on mileage? And that's really the topic today, because it can be that you didn't drive the car so much in the driving season and you're, well, do I really need to do it? And frankly, that's one of the temptations I have in my mind as well, because last year the car was sitting for 3 months of the 6-month driving season because I was waiting for parts. So I'm contemplating in my head, do I really need to change the timing belts on the Testarossa, or what's the plan here? And that's really the key topic today. So what is the risk if you don't change them? Well, the risk, of course, that's probably going through most people's minds is if the timing chain breaks, or the belt, should say, breaks. And just to clarify that, the timing belt on these cars, say till around the mid-2000s, is made of rubber. So if this should break, and just to remind everybody, the timing chain is obviously connecting the cams to the crankshaft. And if that does break, considering that these engines, particularly the Testarossa, there's an interference between the valve and the piston. They're sharing the same spot, but it's synchronized due to the timing chain. If the valve is to contact the piston after it breaks, it's going to be catastrophic. It means the valve is going to most likely break or get bent. The cylinder head, the piston will be damaged. The cylinder head could be damaged, and times that by 12, times that by 8. This would be a very big repair bill. All right. So in comparison to changing the belt, which on the Testarossa in Europe costs around 4,500 euros just to get it started, to pull out the engine, because it's quite a complicated and timely process to do this. So if the timing chain should break, the belt, I should say, if it should break, or if one of the idler wheels should move, this is going to be a very, very bad thing. Okay, so let's say you poker, you decide not to do it. You feel like you haven't driven the car that hard and you want to extend it out. Somebody tells you to do this, and it's absolutely happening every day out there. But there is a psychological risk of doing this as well, because I'm pretty confident that if you are a nervous buyer or a nervous Ferrari owner and you're not sure, then most likely if you don't do the change, you're going to treat the car differently. You probably won't use it that often. You probably won't rev it out that far. It's always going to be in the back of your mind. Is this going to be the day something's going to happen? Of course, that's going to be living on pins and needles. That's not going to be a lot of fun as an owner. So most likely the car is going to be sitting and not used as you typically would if you decide to go that direction. And of course, a topic of Ferrari ownership and classic ownership is the whole deferred maintenance thing. And it's really important to keep these cars running well, but to do that, you have to do the maintenance. You have to do the major services so that they're going to be running well, in case you ever decide to pass it on to the next person. So it is an important decision whether to do it or not, but you should definitely err on the side of spending the money, making sure the car is working, being able to enjoy it, and at the same time trying to reduce the risk of something bad happening. Of course, you probably will get some minor service done. When you do the fluids change on the car, then at the same time your mechanic can inspect it to see if there is any loss of fluids around the timing belt area, whether it's oil or whether it's other fluids that could possibly deteriorate the belts quicker. This is something that's important that the mechanic can do for you to give you a little bit more peace of mind. But I would expect this in part of the ownership of a Ferrari, is to really do that maintenance before the season kicks off. So the main point is, it's going to cost you money to do the chain to the timing belt replacement on these cars, but it's going to cost you more money if you don't, if something should happen. And that's the real key part of this whole thing. Saving that 4,500 or 5,000 euros at the start of the season, as opposed to potentially adding another zero onto that same price if something should break, and that's probably the minimum that you're going to be spending should you break something like that. Anyways, I hope that's an interesting topic for you. If you are in this particular spot in your ownership of this classic Ferrari, I'd be very curious to hear what you're thinking about it, whether you've had the same considerations in the back of your mind. Either way, I hope this can help you in your ownership experience with the car. If you have any other comments you'd like to hear about or topics you'd like to hear about on the channel, please let me know in the comments. Stick around and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.